Arsenal SLR104 545 by 39 Fury back on the show, back in business, baby. And guys, 4,000 rounds, zero, let me repeat, zero malfunctions to this moment. I do not remember, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, one gun which went so far without malfunctions. We still have another 1,000 to go. We still have to check the head spacing after 4,000, so stay tuned to the end. Don't be that guy which is skipping the video, otherwise your penis size will shrink by 1 inch every time when you skip the video. But anyhow, going back to the Arsenal, guys, outstanding performance so far. Today on the schedule we had the chronograph, and we supposed to chronograph the ammo in the barrel, and I will tell you that our chronograph took a shit. So basically I do have some data, but it's incomplete, and on average from what I have captured before the chronograph went bye-bye, the Wolf 60 grain full metal jacket was shooting around 2,520, 2,550, 570 feet per second. So, but again, that's basically an incomplete data because the chronograph died. So everything dies on the farm. I don't know how is that happening, but everything dies. So I have to purchase the new chronograph, and hopefully I can get it before we'll roll with the last 1,000 rounds. And also there was a question about what happened to the JMAC Customs adapter. Guys, they encountered some delays with the production, and basically they didn't send it yet, so I couldn't put it. Hopefully we'll manage to have it for the last 1,000 rounds, so I can put that JMAC Customs adapter. If not, it's, you know, there's always another time, right? But other than this, what I did today too, I did put the stress on the magazine well. I did some push-ups on the magazine. The ground, we got 20 degrees, everything is frozen to death, so ground is very hard. I jammed the magazine to the ground, and I executed 10 push-ups. And again, guys, the way I'm doing the push-ups like this is because I want to put as much weight on that magazine, you know, in that kind of wiggling direction as possible. So that's why it's done this way. And again, rifle worked perfectly fine. I told you guys this is zero malfunctions, and I mean zero in because remember, the rifle plowed through the all 30 rounds on the Sand Tornado test without malfunctions. So I do not remember the rifle with zero malfunctions in the show yet. And I bet you will start the 5,000 around the last 1,000, and it is going to shut himself. This is always like this, I jinx it. Anyhow, enough with the bullshit talk. Let's dive in. Let me take off the red dot combo off, and that dust cover. A dust cover, interesting thing, guys, a dust cover at this point is really loose. This doesn't bother me at all, but listen. Okay, this is from the dust cover. I know that some of you are going nuts that they have a loose dust covers. Guys, it's okay. It's okay, especially if you will start putting some mileage on those rifles, the things will become loose, and you know, it's just the life. Treat it, take it for whatever it is. All right, recoil spring, again, just the regular marks on the recoil spring. We expect to see them because we know that this was happening on the SLR107, and it's exactly the same spot here when you got those wear-off marks, but that's a signature, you know, Arsenal wear-off. Mechanism, is the folding mechanism still working, guys? Yes, it is still working. That was one of the questions, because you never see me look. The stock could be folded and you know, closed and open. Everything here is working fine, so there's absolutely no influence on that mechanism. Trigger, I told you about the trigger already. This is the ALG trigger. Trigger is holding up, no damages, no nothing. You can see, and the only interference we got always with that bolt tail at the end. And I wiped everything off for the pictures, so you guys will have a little bit better view. Okay, speaking about the bolt tail. The bolt tail, guys, there is a damage from that trigger hammer. Why is this happening? Guys, it's very simple, because the trigger hammer is harder than the bolt carrier tail, and that's why that one is taking a beating. Now, is this bad? If at this point, after 4,000 rounds, is it deformed? Yes, it's deformed, but this is nothing, guys. The moment when you see the problems from it is when that tail folds all the way, or it's getting smashed and ripped apart, because then what's happening is when that bolt carrier will be working, it's going to start jamming, because it will be blocking against the trunnion. Okay, other than this, there's nothing is going to happen on it. It may be some safety related issues, but as far as the malfunctions, what I have seen, if these got smashed and deformed, they basically jammed here in the rear, and that causes the malfunctions. But this one is far from it. It's just like that outside layer, and I think that it moved more a little bit, but it's not splitting or anything. So I'll be really interested, and that was a great freaking idea to see it, how this is going to work. We never tested the ALG trigger for the 5,000 rounds, so perfect opportunity, and now we know what's going on, and we'll see how this is going to end up. As far as the channel goes for the bolt, I don't see anything here bad. Everything is looking cool and good. Now there is a wobbling on the piston head, guys. Again, this is perfectly normal. I mean, you don't want to have that wimpy piston head. If that one is falling like this, it's not right, not correct. Rifle is not fine, but this is absolutely normal. That wobbling, nothing is happening here. And then we got our piston head. Let me make sure there is no deformations on it. No, everything is looking good, and it's just the carbon buildup on that piston head is absolutely unbelievable. So you got the idea. All right, bolt face is looking perfectly fine. Now let me push the pin, firing pin, to check if the firing pin is deforming or not, and from what I can see, it's perfectly fine. It's looking good. Extractor is looking, claw is looking good too, and the locking lugs, I do not see anything, and I will just wipe a little bit for you guys for the pictures. And you should have nice images. And the rear of the bolt is looking cool too. Nothing on it, guys. This is how you want to see those parts after putting the mileage on it. Really, this is other manufacturers, guys. Take a look. We had the Vapor. You want to see how those parts should look like. Look at the Vapor. Look at the Arsenal on the internals. We already discussed the outsides, and my stand about the finish, and you heard what the Arsenal had to say about the finish. They basically don't give a damn thing about the finish quality, and this is where we disagree with the Arsenal. I think that for the US market, they should do better job on painting those rifles. But enough with this. Now, there was some questions about that bullet guide, and I will tell you guys, there's no progression on it. You can clearly see whatever it was. I don't see like a new ripped off marks or anything. So whatever was happening on it, it worked it out itself, is looking good. Let me take off the glove and let me check that trunnion surface. No, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Oh, you like that, baby? You like my finger in it? Yes, she does. All right, I'm a twisted individual. All right, let me clean up my finger. The rear trunnion here, at least with my naked eye, everything is looking good here. Let me flip it to the other side, and from the bottom, Everything is looking good as well. The mag release catch, the rivets, let me touch the rivets. Nope, they're all staying solid, guys. This is, you know, exactly how I would expect the rivets to look like, and they are sitting and nothing is moving. All right, so chamber is looking good too, nothing on it. The trigger, we discussed the trigger, nothing is happening here. The rear end of the LiFo perfectly fine. Rear side post still holding up in one piece. All right, let me pull out the gas tube, and of course this is always fun. All right, the gas tube, everything here is looking good. The cheese grater is holding up. Link in the video description, guys, for the cheese graters. I know that you love them, I love them. Here's the Pirate. Oh, the gas tube inside is looking fine too. Our barrel is looking cool. We discussed the paint flaking. No point to beat the dead horse. The horse died a long time ago. Inside the gas block, we got everything fine and cool. I do not see, I don't want to cover my microphone, I do not see anything bad on it. And the front post is that fix I did with the rack. This was beauty. It's looking perfectly fine. I don't see any cracks or you know, it's just beat up, but that's supposed to be beat up since I was hitting it with the rack. And the Fighter 24 muzzle brake, again, guys, link to this is in the video description, so you don't have to, you know, message me about it. What is it? Everything here is looking good. Honestly, nothing, no issues. Stay tuned for the head spacing check, because this is important part, and I don't know yet. Ula is getting ready. We'll set up the rifle and roll a tape. Thanks for watching. To not go or go, let's roll. And nothing, I cannot close it, but just to make sure, plowing one more time. Let me finger it. Oh yeah. I'm sick bastard, guys. Okay, nothing. The no-go gauge, it's not closing on the no-go gauge, so we are good for another 1,000 rounds. Hold on there, Arsenal, you're almost there.